That is all, she said matter-of-factly, folding the paper and tucking it away. The rest of you are dismissed. The room erupted in outcries of anger and dismay. Dismissed, said the boy behind Rainey. Dismissed? As the children filed out the door, some weeping bitterly, some stunned, some whining in complaint, Rainey approached the woman. For some reason, she was hurrying around the room, checking the window locks. Excuse me, miss. May I please use your telephone? My tutor said... I'm sorry, Reynard, the woman interrupted, tugging unsuccessfully on the closed window. I'm afraid there isn't a telephone. But Miss Permuel... Reynard, the woman said with a smile. I'm sure you can make do without one, can't you? Now, if you'll excuse me, I must sneak out the back door. These windows appear to have been painted shut. Sneak out? But why? I've learned from experience. Any minute now, some of these children's parents will come storming in to demand explanations. Unfortunately, I have none to give them. Therefore, off I go. I'll see you this afternoon. Don't be late. And with that, away she went. It had been a strange business indeed, and Rainey had suspected it was going to grow stranger still. When the distant church bell struck the quarter hour, Rainey finished his sandwich and rose from the park bench. If the doors to the monk building weren't open by now, he would try to find another way in. At this point, it would hardly surprise him to discover he must enter the building through a basement window. As he mounted the steps to the monk's building's broad plaza, Rainey saw two girls well ahead of him, walking together toward the front doors. Other test-takers, he guessed. One girl, who seemed to have green hair, though perhaps this was a trick of the light, the sun shone blindly bright today, was carelessly flinging her pencil up into the air and catching it again. Not the best idea, Rainey thought, and sure enough, even as he thought it, the girl missed the pencil and watched it fall through the grate at her feet. For a moment, the other girl hesitated, as if she might try to help, but then she checked her watch. In only a few minutes it would be 1 o'clock. Sorry about your pencil. It's a shame, she said, but already her sympathetic expression was fading. Clearly, it had occurred to her that with the green-haired girl unable to take the test, there would be less competition. With a spreading smile, she hurried across the plaza and through the front door of the monk building, which had finally been unlocked. The metal grate covered a storm drain that ran beneath the plaza, and the unfortunate girl was staring through it, down into the darkness. When Rainey reached her, her appearance was striking. Indeed, even startling. She had coal-black skin, hair so long she could have tied it around her waist, and yes, it was truly green, and an extraordinary puffy white dress that gave you the impression she was standing in a cloud. That's rotten luck, Rainey said, to drop your pencil here of all places. The girl looked up at him with hopeful eyes. You don't happen to have an extra one, do you? I'm sorry, I was told to bring... I know, she interrupted. Only one pencil. Well, that was my only pencil, and a fat lot of good it will do me down in that drain. She stared wistfully through the grate a moment, then looked up at Rainey as if surprised to see him still standing there. What are you waiting for? The test starts any minute. I'm not going to leave you without a pencil, Rainey said. I was surprised your friend did. Friend? Oh, that other girl. She's not my friend. We just met at the bottom of the steps. I didn't even know her name, for that matter. I don't know yours either. Rainey Muldoon. You may call me Rainey. Okay, Rainey. Nice to meet you. I'm Rhonda Kazimbo. So now that we're friends and all that, how do you intend to get my pencil back? We'd better hurry, 1 minute late and we're disqualified. Rainey took out his own pencil, a new yellow number 2 that he'd sharpened to a fine point that morning. Actually, he said, we'll just share this one. He snapped the pencil in two and handed her the sharpened end. I'll sharpen my half and we'll both be set. Do you have an eraser? Rhonda Kazimbo was staring at her half of the pencil with a mixture of gratitude and surprise. That would never have occurred to me, she said, breaking it like that. Now, what did you say? Oh yes, I have my eraser. Then let's get going. We only have a minute, Rainey urged. Rhonda held back. Hold on, Rainey. I haven't properly thanked you. You're welcome, he said impatiently. Now, let's go. Still she resisted. No, I really want to thank you. If it weren't for you, I couldn't have taken this test. And do you want to know something? Glancing around to be sure they were alone, Rhonda whispered, I have the answers. I'm going to make a perfect score. What? How? No time to explain, but if you sit right behind me, you can look over my shoulder. I'll hold up my test a bit to make it easier. Rainey was stunned. How in the world could this girl have gotten her hands on the answers? And now she was offering to help him cheat? He was briefly tempted. He wanted desperately to learn about those special opportunities. But when he imagined returning to tell Miss Permuel of his success, hiding the fact that he cheated, he knew he could never do it. No, thank you. I'd rather not. Rhonda Kazimbo looked amazed, and Rainey once again felt the weight of loneliness upon him. It was an unpleasant feeling to feel so different from the other children at Stonetown Orphanage. How much worse was it to be seen as an oddball by a green-haired girl wearing her own personal fog bank? Okay, suit yourself, Rhonda said as the two of them started for the front door. I hope you know what you're in for. Rainey was too much of in a hurry to respond. He had no idea what he was in for, of course, but he certainly wanted to find out. Inside the Monk building, conspicuously posted signs led them down a series of corridors, past a room where a handful of parents waited anxiously, and at last into a room crowded with children and desks. Except for the unusual silence, the room was just like any other schoolroom, with a chalkboard at the front and a teacher's desk upon which rested a pencil sharpener, a ruler,